Good news and bad news.
Well, my stomach definitely dropped.
We're making the boat better though, right?
Yeah.
Now we got our measurements. It's time to go to the shop and we're gonna actually make all of the new rigging. So today's the day for the new rig.
Last time, we took a jump forward with a real-time update to introduce you to our baby girl, Renata. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. She's a little ham. Now let's dive back into the Soulianis timeline, which puts us right in the middle of trying to fix our mast pumping, which looks a lot like this.
I don't know how to make a pumping mast.
Doesn't it go like this?
Yeah, like the middle of it goes.
We thought maybe we could fix it by using different mast chocks, but
These didn't work out so well.
we had an inkling that it might actually have something to do with the lack of pre-bend and excessive amount of rake in our mast. We had a few other concerns with our rig as well. So we have made it to Stuart, and this morning we've got Richard, who is a rigger, up our mast right now, inspecting our rig. This is the one thing that we've been worried about, well, one of a few, but this is one of the biggest things we've been worried about since we left St. Augustine, is whether or not our rig is tuned properly, and whether or not our mast pumping is a big issue or not. So he's gonna have a look at it, and hopefully we'll get some peace of mind.
He's also looking over all of the rigging after our lightning strike to just tell us if he thinks we need to get new rigging or if there's issues or what.
So we've had a few people already look at our rig.
We have.
And why are we having Richard look at it again?
Because Richard is the best, as we've followed him on Instagram.
That makes him sound really credible.
No, but we've been watching the incredible work that he's been doing to his boat, the Rhino, and we've heard from multiple people that he is the best.
And he's also a professional rigger for Mack Sails, so he's got some good credentials.
And so we're super excited to have him looking everything over. Like, I've been nervous about the rig on our boat for a while, partly because I know it is old, because we got struck by lightning, and because I've been doing it kind of all myself, and I just haven't felt that confident in it. So having Richard here to look everything over is gonna make me feel a whole heck of a lot better.
Good news and bad news.
Okay.
Oh.
The good news is it's not going to fall down today
Yeah.
or tomorrow.
Okay.
The bad news is there's a lot of little cracks,
Okay.
parts that are rotting away. So if you look closely over here, where you can see the rust bleeding out, that's coming from the inside out. And so if we had to really clean it, maybe with a magnifying glass, you'll be able to see a hairline crack developing somewhere over there. Oh, on this side it was much worse. Right over here, you can really see where the rust is coming out.
How do you tell the difference between just surface rust and rust coming out, like when you look at it?
Well, surface rust you can usually wipe away with your finger or
Okay.
a piece of fine sandpaper, whereas the bleeding rust that's coming from the inside, it's a much darker color, and you'll see the teeny little pits,
Okay.
which eventually join together and become a crack.
Okay.
Here there was just a scratch someone might have made with a knife at some point, but it's also increasing the surface area and allowing contaminants and salt and moisture to sit in there and just eat away at it. But most cracks come from moisture going inside the wire, dripping down and just percolating for 40 years.
So, percolating. We've got a fine brew going on in there, huh?
She's ready.
The mast itself, the mast head, like from lightning stuff,
Not really any evidence.
that
of
seems
it.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's just age.
Yeah. It could have been your VHF just fell off, blown off, broke off. Because normally you'll see black
Right.
soot.
All in the VHF container was black soot.
Okay.
So
It could also have been a strike from the bottom, which sounds
Right.
weird, but it happens.
Right,
The
right.
boat next to you could get struck, and then it
travels up.
backfeeds. or
Yeah.
something. So all this brings us to good news and bad news.
Oh yes, great.
And after a thorough inspection upstairs, we've come to the conclusion that the good news is it's not going to fall down today or tomorrow. But the bad news is it does need to be replaced, and the rigging is compromised enough that it's at its end of its serviceable life.
How does that make you feel?
Well, my stomach definitely dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna take, you know? That's always whenever we find out there's a problem and we've got a new project on our hands, it's like, all right, we have no idea how long it's gonna take. We have no idea what this is gonna do to our sailing season. And since we already spend so much time in boatyards, it's definitely a bummer. But the last thing that we want is to be crossing the Gulf Stream and having our rig fall down.
Yeah. Or really for to be sailing anywhere and have the rig to fall down.
Yeah, really anywhere. Yeah. Since I had never climbed our mast, Richard offered me the use of his bosun's chair, which is a lot easier to use than our mast climber. It's something I've been wanting to do ever since we bought our boat. I figured if Richard said the rig wasn't falling down today, I might as well give it a go.
When you get to where you want to go, I'm holding you, so don't worry.
Okay.
You're going to tie yourself off on this cleat.
Okay. So if I let this go, I'll just drop to the deck.
Well, I'll catch you.
We'll tail it.
We'll tail it. But
Oh, okay.
technically, yes, you will be holding yourself up. And the other thing I want to warn you about is this block right here. If you turn your head, your hair will go in here.
Okay.
I used to have long hair, so
Yeah.
every time I'd be looking like this, I'd be like, and my hair gets stuck in, or my beard gets stuck in sometimes. So just be aware of that. I've had my fingers go in here as well.
Okay.
Also sucks. And now you're gonna just pull arm over arm going up. Once you get a little higher, then we can help. And you're gonna walk up the mast, pushing yourself away. That's it.
Is it hard?
It's not easy. No, I just want to let go and see.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay, it's not that fast.
Not bad.
I thought I'd be falling like
No,
flat
no,
on the
no.
deck. All right, here we go. My first climb.
See you later.
Bye. Oh, hell. You do this every day?
A couple times.
Oh,
Welcome back.
thanks. That was like a trip in 2 minutes to somewhere else, far, far away. Yeah, you're totally right. Like just above the spreaders, I think, was the absolute worst.
Yeah.
That's where I got the nervous. That's where I got. That's where I got the nerves. That's where I got the most nervous, and I thought, all right, I need to not look down, because if I do, I'm gonna freak out like I do when I rock climb, and I'm not gonna keep going. So, yeah. Once I was up there, though, it was nice. I could have had lunch up there, I think.
Yeah.
Even when I first was getting ready, like I was a little bit worried because it's kind of windy.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how much I'd be rocking up there, but it really wasn't that bad. It was maybe like, I don't know, a foot back and forth.
Yeah.
But
Because then you're just rocking with the boat, rocking back and forth.
right, yeah,
That feels more natural to me, I think.
yeah. That was cool. That was really cool. Thank you for this. With our boat in the metaphorical infirmary, Richard invited us out to sail on his boat, the Rhino. She's an '88 Beneteau Oceanis 430 that he spent the last several years rebuilding from the hull up. We're so close to the Bahamas. I swear, every year.
We're making the boat better though, right?
Yeah, we're making the boat better. We were gonna hear it sometime. I was just telling Richard we were gonna hear this news at some point that we needed to replace the rig. And I'm happy to hear it from him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like,
He doesn't have an agenda.
right.
I'm excited to have him show us things.
Yeah, he was like, well, we can pull the rig and then you can do everything.
Yeah.
Or we can work on it together. And I was like, that's what Kirk wants.
Yeah. Richard, hopefully if you actually mean that, if you're okay with it, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'd be really neat to learn a bit more about what you do and why riggers are important. It's something I've wanted to learn more about for a while. We got a call from Travis at Mack last night. The plan right now is to have Richard come out here and get all of the measurements today. They think they have everything in stock. Lauren and I just stripped both the sails this morning while it was calm, and I need to remove the boom yet. But other than that, I think we're ready to roll. It sounds like we might be able to have new rigging before the weekend, which would be incredible. It's kind of like watching an artist at work. You wonder what's going through their heads.
Well, there's a lot more pre-bend now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is there any issue with the mast itself, having that tension in the mast?
No, it's probably better because of the shock loads.
Right.
So when it's straight like that, and it can noodle almost when you go over a wave or whatever, and then that shock loading lets it pre-bend and post
And back, yeah.
whatever, post-bend if you want to call it. So if we initialize pre-bend
And it stays
and
there.
load it up, yeah, and then it stays there. That way when you hit those shock loads, it's already in the, not the shock position, but the
Right,
loaded
the
position.
sprung position, yeah.
Exactly. So obviously there's a fine line
Right.
between too much.
Yeah, that's crazy. Those are quite a bit looser than what I would have thought.
Yeah, this is about where you want it.
So if you were to play hardcore music while you were rigging a boat, or like opera music, would you rig it differently? Are you in the zone? You're in the flow?
Probably. Yeah. A lot of times I have an earpiece in,
Yeah.
listening to music. It like puts me in the zone.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm not distracted by my own thoughts and by external things, you know.
Sure.
So I can really focus. And it's lately it's been a lot of sea shanties.
Oh yeah?
Rest hard over as she'll lay.
All right, now we got our measurements. It's time to go to the shop, and we're gonna actually make all of the new rigging today, so that on Thursday, we're hoping we just have to pick the mast up, move the mast base, set the mast back down, and then Richard's gonna... Okay, so a couple episodes back, we talked about how we had this problem. Our mast has been pumping on our boat since we bought it. The more that it pumps, the more it pulls on the rigging, the more it pulls on our chain plates, like it shudders the whole boat. And it's just really annoying. Like, we've lost so much sleep. If you start with a sailboat that has its mast straight up and down, you'd think that to get pre-bend in the mast, you could just lengthen the forestay and tighten down on the backstay. But instead of bending, our mast just raked backwards. So it's pretty tough to see there, but we've got about 1.5 inches difference at the base of the mast to the headliner level of the mast. So 1.5 inch difference over 6 feet, multiplied out over the 52-foot length of our mast is like 18 inches of rake. We want to have, I don't know, between 2 and 4 inches. So to get the desired pre-bend, all we had to do was move the base of the mast aft. All right, now we got our measurements. It's time to go to the shop, and we're gonna actually make all of the new rigging today, so that on Thursday, we're hoping we just have to pick the mast up, move the mast base, set the mast back down, and then Richard's gonna go up the mast, replace all the rigging, and we're hoping we can be done in an hour. I am gonna be absolutely blown away if that's how this all shakes down. When you have people who know what they're doing, things move fast. You guys don't have an app, huh?
No, we should though, right?
All right, so we're here at Mack Sails, and we are going to make the rigging.
This way, she will range far south.
You ready to get this done?
Absolutely. Let's make some rigging. So now we set the turnbuckle to where we want it when the wire is tight.
Yeah.
So they're even and it's in the middle. So we have enough throw to go a lot tighter, and we have a lot to go looser.
Got it.
So we're at 45.45. Little line right there.
And that's where it gets cut.
That's the cut mark. First we check that it fits and we got the right fitting. Then the little screws of this. Life core? Right. And then we're going to run it through one more time just to knock the ridge off. Hold on, feel it.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. That's crazy.
It's amazing the amount of heat for how slow it's happening.
It's moving, yeah. So today's the day for the new rig. It's not even 8 o'clock yet this morning and it's already blowing pretty decently. Got to nose into that seawall over there and tie off to a piling on my stern cleat. Okay, paying out. That's gonna be about 100 feet away from where my boat is. I don't know how deep it is. And if I get stuck in there, the wind is only gonna be blowing me onto the seawall further and I've got to go nose in. So it's a little bit sketchy. I'm also by myself today. So Richard is gonna come help me get the boat over to the dock.
We might just tighten up the stern again. But...
Lauren is up north seeing a doctor because our healthcare in this country sucks. And the only doctor we could see that was covered under our health insurance plan is up in Michigan. But we're gonna have a whole new rig before she comes back. As it normally goes, I was a little stressed out about things that ended up not being too much of a problem. We got in here just fine with Richard's help. The boat is actually not moving around as much as I thought it was. We've got quite a bit of tension on our stern line and the little bit of waves that are in here are not moving us around too much. When we get a big old gust, we do drift quite a bit, so I'm wondering how the crane is gonna handle that, but Richard's done it all before, so I've got faith. Sometimes I look at our boat and I'm like, oh man, that is one sexy ass boat. Other times I look at the boat and I'm like, oh my god, there's so much work. But today, she looks pretty. Alright, train has arrived. Oh yeah, okay, Richard, we're good. We don't need to go any higher. Okay?
Oh wow, that definitely moved on its own in the others.
Yeah.
Okay, do that again.
So it was all the way, I mean, I can't even push it back to where it was before now. But it was, you know, all, there we go. There you can see the line I put.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how much you think there should be, but.
I'm gonna look from the side here. On that bulkhead. I would go like 1.25 inches.
Yeah. Actually, we can't go any farther. This one's bottomed out over there.
And that's where we're going. I like it. That's good.
All right, you're gonna push us and I'll go down.
Yeah, I feel the way it hits that screw, it just stops.
Yep.
Okay, so.
And there it is, the $350 move. That's the most expensive inch I've ever moved, but I'm hoping it's gonna be worth it. I'm hoping we're gonna no longer have a pumping mast. We're gonna be able to get this thing all tuned up with new rigging. I'm excited. That went about as perfectly as I could have expected it to. These guys are a pretty good team. There's not much communication needed at all. It's pretty impressive. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's awesome. So what do you think? Was that the most expensive inch we could have moved? Just about?
Maybe, at diamonds or more. So we're gonna re-rig this boat in the air, and we'll start off by laying all the wire out on the dock here. Then I'll go upstairs, disconnect the old wire, send it down to you, you'll send me the new wire, I'll connect it, you'll connect it at the bottom. We'll go sailing.
Easy peasy.
Just like that.
Cool. So is that all the hard parts done?
Yeah, that was it. All new wire, turnbuckles. Nice. Now the magic part. So I think that's a drastic reduction in the pump.
Way more solid.
And it takes a lot more effort to make it pump. Whereas before you barely touched it and it would shake.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Richard's been here all morning helping us get ready to go for a sail to test the rigging. Besides helping us run new lines for the whisker pole, he removed our corroded boom cleats and even handmade a pair of spreader boots out of elk hide. So did you just go make that template?
Yeah.
Richard is a get stuff done type of guy. This has been awesome hanging out with him. It's like all the stuff that would take me days to kind of like figure out. He's done it 1,000 times, so it's just like no big deal. Thank you for all your help, Richard. This is not couch leather?
No.
I was gonna ask you what street this couch came off of, but...
Elk Street, we'll go there. No, this is just actually elk hide, so this is what gets sewn on the corner of sails.
Okay.
Elk is a naturally water wicking leather.
Really?
And that's why they use it.
And now we are gonna go sailing. Hey guys.
Hi, hey!
How are ya?
Good, we ready for a test sail or what?
I think so.
Kirk, we've got a bone in the teeth. She's chomping.
Look at that wave here. What's happening?
Cleaning your fenders.
Apparently.
Boogie.
Hey, what's up?
4 knots.
That's fast.
You don't normally have a big wake like that behind you?
No. So how does it feel compared to the Rhino?
It's a completely different experience, but it is very nice. Like driving a luxury fine automobile, almost like an old Rolls Royce or something. Yeah, just so smooth under the hand. The wheel just feels really nice, and the motion is just like a swan, just gliding through the water. Yeah, yeah.
Poetic words there, Dad.
Thank you.
We've been sitting ducks,
Because the world is ending.
so we haven't sailed.
I think we're definitely out of practice. You ready for this? We probably need a second refin.